Got the 2010 Eddie Bauer edition Ford Explorer. Nice clean vehicle. I've already put one of these wheel bearings in here. I tell you, they're real proud of them wheel bearings. They ain't cheap. Well, let me get started on this thing. Just taking notes here. Your brake pads is wore down, about ready to need replaced. And the bolts for the caliper slide pins was on there entirely way too tight. I got them loose and stuff. Got me a little 6-point socket. I put it on my wrench, that way I get good grip on that bolt head, don't strip it off, and then I use my Ford wrench on it, break them loose. Then I could use my little bitty impact here. Yeah, so I told the customer he's got about 7 days, about 1 week left in his brakes. I showed him that much. But I just want to point out the power of the wire wheels and the wire brushes. On this, I wire brush it. On these studs, anything I can get to that I need to be removed, I wire brush it, because less is more, I've always heard. And you know, the less amount of rust and gob up stuff I have on those, the much easier it is to get out and put back in. It just makes for so much better job and an easier job. If anybody's ever had to do some stripped out or broken nuts and bolts, they'll understand. And I've always heard that what is it that you do before the job? You get ready for it. You know, that saves you in the long run.
Yeah.
The prep work.
Prep work, yeah.
Now, I don't do this on all wheel bearings. Then on the front, if I'm able, I'll go ahead and disconnect the tie rod. I know I didn't do it on the last one. There's a little bitty car getting both. But on this one, I disconnect the tie rod. That way I can move it left or right super easily to get to those 3 bolts back in there. Makes life easier. Ain't that nice? I got the one more bolt right there. I don't know how well this is going to pick up on the camera if I got her properly wherever I need it. Like I said, I take out that steering linkage, that tie rod, so I can turn this thing, and just the little things you learn as you go. Whenever I pull out these bolts in the back, if I'm able to, because you're not always able to, I push that CV axle back, because the clearance is real tight where that CV axle and this socket is. So that's the point behind pushing it back a little bit. Now I wonder if it's going to fight me and I'm going to have to use the chisels on it. Maybe just a little bink bink. Hey, look at that, just a little bink bink. That's not normal. Anybody's ever done any of these wheel bearings on the Ford Explorer knows how rough they can be. I know that about all trucks, whether it be Dodges, those are pretty fierce sometimes. I'll tell you what's fierce is the little car, the little Subaru. Oh yeah, she ain't no count. Meow. Meow. That's what she's crunchy right there. Anyway, let me clean this thing out, get my wire wheel, clean this out, and then I'll put some of that anti-seize on there. Like I say, you know, it's all about the next guy, which, yeah, I really never hear anybody say that, but I've heard it said before. It's about the next guy. So, this thing will more than likely last that. The owner's done really good upkeep on the vehicle, I noticed. I just happened to spot a radiator leak for him. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to stop the video. And he said he was smelling it. But I knew from experience it was right underneath this cooler, because you can't see them unless you know where to look. I told him I done one not too long ago. My cousin's got the same Eddie Bauer edition Explorer, matter of fact. The difference being with the blue and the red and this orange. The orange is like the red, high strength. However, it's removable like the blue. You don't have to have a torch, and that red, it just makes mechanic guys about hate you. But as you can see from the collar, that's what they use from the factory on this, and it seems like, or something relatively close. Cleaning these caliper slide pins up is always in best interest. Get the old off there, put some new in there. And what I've learned is, right up here around the shoulder of it, where the rubber accordion boot is, it's best to put grease in there to at least you have a grease seal and makes it watertight, because that's a lot of times where water intrusion happens at is right there at that seal. So, let me move on, do the next one over there. About ready to torque this thing down. She goes down to 184. Let's see how this goes. Remember, I got tuned it up from the last one. The last one was one something. This one's 184. Almost there. Almost there. Getting closer. Hey, we made it. Yeah, I like this little tool right here. It vibrates. It's got a visual indicator, a dial readout.
Oh, man, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Well, at least you know it's done right, don't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Guess I could have threaded that thing down on there a little bit more than what I did. There we go. Getting somewhere now.
Oh, yeah.
185.7.
That's pretty neat. I'll be damned. Man, you do it right to the specs, don't you?
Yes, sir.